All right. Hello, TSD Discord. This is Jimmy the Hair Guy reporting for your AMA. I hope I give you some good answers. The questions are really fucking good. Let me give a shout out to my fellow obsessive Twin Peaks fan, Cody, for pulling this together. And special shout out to my good friend Megan, who I've met a few times. I know she's an admin of this Discord. Sorry, I'm not actually active in it myself. I really don't understand how the fuck Discord works, so I'm kind of fucking clueless on that shit. But happy to fucking be here. Happy to answer your questions. Full disclosure, I'm doing this a little bit ahead of time because for you guys it's New Year's Day. For me, it's a few days before because on New Year's Day, when you're actually seeing this shit, I will be at the Cartoon Network Hotel getting my picture taken with a bunch of fucking cartoon characters. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see all of that. You can probably see it right now if you're looking. But thanks for doing this. This is pretty cool. I don't know why the fuck you guys give a shit about me or anything I had to say, but here we go. Let's do your questions. All right, number 2 from Mr. Whiskers. Favorite memory since joining? That is very fucking tough. The one that comes to mind, like immediately, I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely up there. Is remember that episode where after Black Friday where Walt talked about me positively for like an hour? Surreal. that was like, yeah, that's definitely that's up there. You know, Walt Flanagan doesn't sing the praises of many people, as we all know. So for him to be so impressed with me and spend, an hour of an episode of a mainline episode talking about me, that's definitely that's what comes to mind. If there's something else, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm thinking of. Number 3 from Mr. Whiskers. Do I have any ideas? Hold on, how do you word it? Do I have any ideas in the works to add to TSD? I'm not really I'm not like Tom and Rupp, where I like come up with ideas and pitch them to Walt regularly. I wish I was. I'm more of the someone comes to me and asks me to do something and I say yes with no hesitation. I have had some ideas which I was happy they went to pass. I can tell you a few ideas I've wanted to do that I've either one idea when I was coming up with Mystery Inc. I I had a few different ideas before we sell the Mystery Yank. I wanted to do a Deadwood watch along pod, kind of the way Bry does like Sunday Grind or 80s and 8, or it was the Times, or whatever he wants to call it. Um, and I wanted to do it with Bry and Q, but with Q's schedule, that's nearly impossible. Plus, who the fuck wants to hear that? You know what I mean? Like, who's going to want to listen to that? Me and those two talk about Deadwood. Like, that's like a fucking 1%er and a half. But the other idea that I've always kind of had, and it's sort of been adopted a little bit into cartoons, is I wanted to do a show called Plane, Chains, and Automobiles, in which this is kind of just a ripoff of the podcast Doughboys that I love, but I wanted it to be like me and Walt, obviously Bry, and really whoever, get them, probably Rupp. I wanted us to go basically like take the format of Rock and Roll All Night, where they take their favorite songs, and they rank them or whatever. I wanted to go to all the different fast food chains that Walt will eat at. So like Red Robin, Denny's, Stewart's, Friendly's. Can't remember what else there is, but there's that pizza place near his house with the volcano. But I wanted to go to all the different places that Walt likes to eat with a crew, and and then like not necessarily film us there, but like discuss what we had and how the service was, and Walt's memories with it, and if any of us had memories with it, and then kind of make like a bracket sort of like how Walt ranks the restaurants to see like what his favorite is. I kind of pitched that before we came up with Mystery Inc. And he wasn't opposed to it. We just ended up settling on Mystery Inc. And I haven't really brought it up to him since. But that was always Walton food has always been an interest to me with how little he eats, like his palate. You know what I mean? And so I still think there's something there to be. I think there's some gold in them there hills that we haven't really explored enough. But I don't know. I have a hard time pitching to Walt. Even though like the few times I have, it's actually worked out relatively well for me. Like he seems to like my pitches. I just don't bring him many. Um, but if I could pitch something, if I had an idea, that would probably be it. Walt's come to me with a few things that ended up not taking off, which is kind of a bummer, but he's always got new stuff for me, so I'm grateful for that. But if I had to come up with anything, that's like the idea that I'll always have in the back of my mind that I really think we should, if you're up to me, we'd move forward on that in one way or another. All right, number 4, Papa Pink wants to know, first a short film, now a comic. What other creative endeavors do I have planned? I honestly don't know. I totally owe the comic to Rub. He came to me with that. He'd been working with this Space Chimps on doing a comic, and I don't know. I think they needed something done or something, and Rub, to his credit, has always been um, quite the cheerleader for me, if you will, when it comes to my writing. He thinks I'm a good writer, which I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but he's definitely given me a little bit of confidence in that regard. So he came to me with that. Comics written. It's being drawn as we speak. The short film, I kind of fucking pulled that off just on my own. But neither of those things were things that I like, uh, you know, came up with on my own. Like people kind of, I don't know. I kind of came to me. I kind of went to them. It's a little bit of both. I'm also in the Juggalo film Off Ramp. I have a line at the very end, and I mentioned early in the film. Um, but as of right now, I don't think I have anything else lined up like that. My buddy who made Off Ramp, it just finished filming his second film, which I was hoping to be in, but he couldn't really find a role for me. Although he did tell me I could film something stupid, and it'll be featured in the film as something one of the characters watches. So if I can get my ass together on that. But I do a couple of shows in the Reviewing History Patreon, Slasher School, and Jimmy the Hair Guy versus the World. I'm really hoping to do more of those, the versus the world. As uncomfortable as they are, I really want to eat Rub's McDonald's order. If you heard the Reviewing History Christmas special from this year, we cover it. I really want to do that for that show. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've actually written a few things for TSD that haven't been used. Um, Not because they weren't interested, just because like kind of slow moving pots over there when it comes to certain things, like when it comes to production wise. Like if it's something like, you know, where Walt doesn't have to do much work, it can come together kind of quickly. If it requires a lot of work, like War of the Undead, for instance, like that took like 2 years. I've written a few things that I think they want to use, but it's a production thing, so like um it's just about getting all the ducks in a row and getting the people that they need to get to do what they need them to do. I've had a few things that Walt has asked me to do that we couldn't get off the ground because it required too many moving pots that we couldn't get to move, you know. Um, I don't think I have anything else lined up. I'm getting married, but that's not really a creative endeavor. Um, no, not really that I can think of, but I hope so. I mean, I love doing this shit. It's a lot of fun, and it's very gratifying. You know, I I always wanted to be a filmmaker. I went to college for it, albeit briefly, and I wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to be in show business, and this is like the closest I'll ever get, and I'm very happy with it. So if I can keep getting like little fucking things here and there, indie comic here and there, fucking a short film for Trauma, I'll take it. You know what I mean? But I do hope there's more. All right, number 5, Rebecca, Mr. Whiskers. Have I ever felt regret for being on TSD, or have I not felt welcome? I'll pull back the curtain a little bit on this. Um, the only time I ever really felt like that, I never felt regret. Never regret. There are zero regrets. The only time I really felt unwelcome was, I don't know if unwelcome is the right word for it, but more like rejection was the Christmas where we were Christmas gifts, and I didn't get picked. I was the misfit gift or whatever the fuck, and it worked out well because I had that funny little scene at the end, and um, but man, like standing up there with everybody laughing, knowing that like I wasn't gonna get to um be a part of the show at all. Like the thing with shows like that, like with the big like guest episodes that I'm mainly featured in, is like we're waiting in the fucking hall, like waiting to get on mic, which it's fine because like we're all together and like we all have each other, but you want to be in the room. You know what I mean? You want to be where the action is, and you have to wait until it's your time. And in that particular episode, like the fact that I waited all that time just to not even get picked, to be the one who didn't get picked, um, it definitely it brought back sort of like bad memories of high school because I mean it's no secret it's no secret I'm really fucking short, I'm really small, I'm out of shape, so like gym class I was always the last one picked, and then I wouldn't do anything because I wasn't athletic at all, but it was like the worst feeling in the world, and then I kind of felt that again but in front of those guys, and it was kind of a shitty feeling, which I know was not their intention. And Walt even, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he like spoke to me privately after and like apologized. In the end, it all worked out because we got some funny stuff out of it. And really, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right? We're making comedy, and if we can make you guys laugh, and that mission accomplished. But in that moment when I didn't get picked, my heart fucking sank. Like I felt like it's happening again. Like I'm still a fucking loser. Um, I remember I went outside to smoke after. Like I even said to myself, like maybe I should just fucking go to work because I like called out of work for that or some shit, and then I was like there, and I felt like am I wasting my time? Like obviously I wasn't, but I'm like, am I wasting my time? But I could be at work right now, and I'm outside like smoking in the cold, like feeling like shit, and Tom Milashevsky comes out and is like, Jimmy, you okay, man? You good, buddy? Like everybody was actually really worried about me. Um, but yeah, that in the end, it all worked out. I know it wasn't anything personal by any means, and I got why what happened, and I'm all for it now. Um, it's just in that moment, God, did I feel like shit. I mean, I wish I could say I didn't, but I did. But I'm happy with it now. I'm happy with the way it went. You know what I mean? Like, because say I did get picked, who would remember? You know what I mean? But instead, it's remembered like I'm sitting in the Perkins with my fucking gift bag of shit, playing with fucking was it Jax or some shit, and I'm wearing that fucking silly ass hat, like, and that was so much fun to film, which we filmed that after the fact. Like we wouldn't have filmed that with me anyway if I didn't get picked. Um, so I have no regrets, but that was probably the only time I ever really felt kind of shitty. All right, Mr. Whiskers, number 8. Favorite memory from before I joined. I think I said this on um 600, but when Walt broke the laptop, yelling at Get him, it's funny because I've been around those two so much in the last few years. I've never seen it get that heated, but I've definitely seen it get pretty intense. Like, and it's not filmed. You know what I mean? Like, no one will ever see it. It's just if you're in the room, you witness it. Um, and it's not nearly as fun. But hearing it in the context of the show, like with Walton Bry and everything's on mic and shit, God, that was the best. I listen to a lot of Howard Stern, so I love conflict. I don't like being involved in conflict. If you've caught up with my last couple endeavors, like what I did on Funbearable or what I did on Jimmy the Hair versus the World, like I've kind of had recent little petty fights with Rupp and Chuck, and that brings me no joy. But I recognize the entertainment value of it. So I think it's great for content. I think it sucks for my mental state, but that being said, I love listening to fights and shit. And so like hearing Walt spaz on Get 'em like that for the No Hidden Pops is one of my absolute favorite fucking memories. Um, and I love whenever Walt tells a story about something like weird that happened to him. I think that's when it's really at its funniest. Like when the time Walt like got into a fight with a lady at like a convenience store at like 11 o'clock at night, or like Classic Susan, um or like when he takes his daughter to a concert, like the weird shit that happens there. Anybody seen this Walt guy? That's my favorite shit. That is my favorite shit. Um, yeah, that those are my favorite memories for sure. Walt telling stories. Number 8, Mr. Whiskers. Weirdest fan interaction. Let's see. Well, I mentioned the queer story. That's not really weird. That was kind of flattering. Um, really, it's flattering whenever I get recognized anywhere. The weirdest ones I've had, I did send a chick a literal fucking like snippet of my hair in a fucking envelope. After I became Jimmy the Hair Guy, like probably like a month or two after. Like I've always been way too accessible. I should probably do something about that. But um, some 13 percenter who I became friendly with for a while until she kind of went a little cuckoo. I won't name names, but I did send her a little piece of my hair, which in retrospect, probably not the best thing. Um, I would say the weirdest one, and I hope to God she's not in here. Although I think you guys vet pretty well, so I hope she's not in here. And if she is, I apologize. But I did have this chick, this 13 percenter, who was like seemingly obsessed with me for like a short while. Um, she seemed to like me, Walt, and I think Q. I think. But anyway, you guys remember like those like God, not memes. I mean, I guess maybe they're memes or gifs. Uh, when the Dahmer show was big, there were all these little fucking like TikToks or whatever of like him watching whatever the fuck. I think on the show it was Exorcist 3, but they would like change it. She would change it to he's watching something else. All right, so this chick made like 3 or 4 of those where it was Dahmer watching me on TSD. She made other ones, like there was one like a girl, like it was like sing if he's hot or some bullshit, and it was like a girl like she's like dancing around to music kind of to herself, and like pictures are coming up of like Get 'em and Sunday, and she's not singing, and then like a picture cue comes up and she starts singing, and she goes silent. They show Bry and they show Tom, whatever, and they show Walt, and she starts singing like even louder, and then like she goes silent again. They show whoever, and then they show me, and the chick starts fucking wailing. Like she made a bunch. She made a bunch of videos like that, and like I think she was making posts about me, maybe like, and then like I was in like a Facebook group chat for like TSD or whatever, and she kind of tricked me into talking to her like by bringing up ICP or something, and I fucking obviously I see ICP and I'm like, oh, I have to respond to that, and then I realized like who I was talking to, um, and she messaged me on every form of social media, and like I think I spoke to her at first, maybe. I think I was cool, and then I started to get a little freaked out. And Mrs. Hare was like not having this at all. Like she was really like not happy. And she messaged me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I don't even know if I know how to use TikTok, but I probably got a message there. Like she reached out to me on every form of social media she could. Um, always like apologizing for like being weird, but then would like keep being weird. I don't know. I think she like got over me and she might even hate me now. And if that's the case, I feel bad about it. But it was definitely weird. I'd never experienced anything like that before. I was never really like worried about my safety or anything, but I'm like, and it's also kind of flattering that somebody like feels that way about you. But at the same time, it's like I'm like happily practically married at this point. Like I'm not looking for anything like that. And to have this faceless, well, I knew what she looked like, but this, person I don't know making videos about me like regularly. I don't know. It's a cool. It was cool, but it also was kind of weird. I don't know. I hope that explains it well. All right, number 9, Papa Pink again. Weirdest benefit of being involved in TSD. Weirdest benefit. That's a really tough one because there's a million benefits. I don't know if it's a million, but it's seemingly endless benefits. Um, if nothing else, like I get to work with TSD. Like, who the fuck wouldn't want that? I think one of the weirdest ones. This is kind of a fucking. This might be like a two-part answer or a long answer, but I'm thinking like, so getting to go on the IJ cruise was probably one of the greatest things ever. Like Q legitimately covered me and Mrs. Hare to go on a fucking cruise. Like that's insane, right? Um, and then I had to perform on said cruise, also insane. Um, if you were there, you know how fucking amazing slash wild slash mind blowing it was. And I'm not blowing myself, I never do, but I'm saying like it was just an amazing week. Megan, you know. Um, but anyway, when I performed the second night on Space Monkeys, I performed. I rapped and I like shared the stage, but I barely did anything beyond that. But it was me, Ming, which is awesome, Brian Q, which is fucking awesome, Murr, which is fucking awesome. And I didn't know who he was at the time. I knew his name. I knew him by name. I didn't know anything about him beyond his name. Was Adam Ray. Adam Ray was there and was on stage with me. In fact, he even came up to me backstage when we were all like hanging out before we went out, and he introduced himself to me just like he was, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Adam Ray." I didn't know about the Dr. Phil thing. I didn't know any of that. I wish I did because I would have had a lot more to say to him. Like now I'm a huge fan. I feel like I, no pun intended, missed the boat on that one. Like I kind of had an opportunity to be like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And I didn't. Um, but I did get to be on stage with them and like rap in front of them and like we took a selfie at the end. All of that is insane. So fucking insane. But anyway, so Chuck works on the podcast Tuesdays with Stories with Mark Norman and Joe List, and those guys have worked with Adam Ray a bunch. And I got to help Chuck one night. Rupert helps Chuck a lot actually with that show. If you listen to that show, you'll hear Rupert's name a lot. But I've helped once or twice, like with like filming some stuff, and I helped them film. I helped Chuck film one of their stand-up nights in Jersey, and I barely get to talk to them, but I did get to meet them, and it was cool. And like sometime next week, like a few days later or something, like Mark and Chuck were talking. Mark Norman, major stand-up comedian, and Chuck were talking, and Adam Ray came up in conversation, and Chuck said to him, "Hey, remember that weird guy who helped me film your set the other night? He was on stage with Adam Ray and performed on the Impractical Jokers cruise." And Mark Norman is like, "Oh, weird." So that's kind of a weird benefit, if you will. The other thing is, um, the third night of the cruise, I was backstage, and um, Adam Green, the horror filmmaker who I'm a huge fan of, came up to me and was like, "Hey, I saw your rap last night. It was awesome." Dude, I own all your movies. I own Holliston. I have Victor Crowley fucking busts. Like, you saw me rap? Like, I've since seen him at cons and shit, and I don't think he remembers me, but I'm like, hey, remember me? I rapped on the cruise. And he seems to remember me then, and like we like took a selfie and sent a Q and shit. Um, but I don't know. I think that counts as a weird benefit. Being uh recognized by people I admire for my incredible rapping abilities. Not, I don't know, just getting to hang out with like people I admire is definitely a strange benefit, I will say. All right, number 10, Who the Ant. I hope I'm saying that right. Wants to know, what is something I wish TSD would do, a game, bit, or Patreon episode? Well, I mentioned the show I wanted to do that hasn't gotten taken off, or the stuff I've written that we haven't done anything with yet. Um, Besides more, mic time, which who doesn't want that? Boy, people get sick of me then. No, I, so I'm not good at things, as as we've seen. Like I lose every game. I suck at sports. Like I'm just bad at everything. Like if I ever won anything on TSD, like maybe once or twice, I'm just like bad at everything. Like I don't get the assignment half the time. Like I'm just a dumbass, right? Um, the one thing I'm seemingly good at is like retaining useless knowledge and information when it comes to film. Um, Music to some degree too, and probably television, but film for a reason. Like my brain just like gets it and like retains really useless information, like years and names and like dumb shit that can't help anyone. But I've been able to kind of show that off a little bit, like the Gong Show, my best picture winner knowledge, and like, um, which by the way, I still think I got that one right, but that's a whole nother discussion. But yeah, I don't know. We've had conversations about doing um sort of like trivia shows. I don't want to give away too much. Um, but really any opportunity where I can kind of like flex that one muscle I have would be fucking dope. I don't know if it'd be interesting or funny. Um, but I'm kind of strangely proud of it. Like like I can't do anything. I don't know anything, but like I know who the production designer was in The Sopranos, like dumb shit like that. I don't know. I like to fucking if there's some way for me to like I kind of feel like I got to do that maybe a little bit with the Department Store Confidential, R.I.P. You know what I mean? Like really anything that allows me to like get excited about shit and um show what knowledge I have for me is something I would like to do more of. We did do cartoons. Obviously, hasn't dropped yet, but I think that kind of is a good example of me like showcasing what little talent I have. Very little, no pun intended. I have very little talent. I'm a little man. All right, number 11, Skiphead wants to know, when I bought the hair, how did he word it? Did I have any idea I'd end up on the show even once, or was I kind of expecting to get interviewed? And shockingly, no. I've told this a million times, and I'll say it a million more. Not that anybody's ever accused me of it, but the goal was never for this. I never predicted this. I didn't even expect. I'd met the boys a bunch of times, and like when I went there that day, like I was just killing time, and I always wanted the fucking hair, and I just something told me that day was the day. I didn't even know they were about to record because Q wasn't there. You know what I mean? I thought Brian Walt were just kind of hanging out. Um, it didn't even occur to me that they were recording. Um, I don't know. It was a weird thing, but um, there was never a goal in mind. I never thought, like, I didn't think they would care enough to talk to me about it on mic. You know what I mean? And then why Walt wanted to keep me around after that, your guess is as good as mine, but I'm obviously grateful for it. But I didn't expect. I mean, I can tell you 100% when I was fucking sitting there waiting, when they told me I was gonna come on, like after I'd bought it and they came out and told me that they were gonna bring me on to talk to me about it, I was shitting bricks, dude. I was so fucking nervous. I was like texting my best friend, like, I'm about to fucking go on TSD. Like I put it on Facebook. Like I like needed. I was like hoping somebody would like reach out and like hold my hand and like be like, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be all right." Like, because I'm like, what the fuck? What am I gonna say? What the fuck are they gonna ask me? Like, it's one thing having a conversation with those guys just in regular life. Like, we all want to talk to them. You know what I mean? But like, when you're doing it on mic, like like a million people are gonna fucking hear this. Like, and you don't want to come off like a dumbass. And you want it to be interesting. You don't want to look bad. Like, I mean, did I want this? 100%. Was I aiming for it? No. Did I think I would get to this point? No. I mean, in my mind, it'll always just be pure luck got me here. Although, people like Rob, for instance, have told me like, buying the hair got me in the door. My personality kept me around, and I appreciate that. But I still don't understand it. I still don't understand why the fuck these guys like me, or why they keep me around, or why they use me and shit. But I will take advantage of it because I love doing it. It's like I appreciate you guys wanting to ask me questions. Like, the fuck? Why does anybody want to know anything about me? Like, I'm not that interesting. You know what I mean? But um, here we are, and I appreciate it. But anyway, no, I, I really thought it was just gonna be like, get him would take the money, I'd walk out the door, the end. Here we are. It's wild shit. All right, number 12. I love this one, Skiphead. This is fucking great. So I'm going to try and read it verbatim. I've always wondered how guests on the show work, especially for the Patreon stuff. It's not a short drive, right? Do you get paid, and is it like break even money or a nice chunk of change? And do you stay overnight at a hotel or share the office or something? So I live like an hour and change away. Um, Tom lives about the same. Chuck's pretty close. Rupp is down the street. Frank Five's got us all beat. He lives fucking 4.5 hours away, something like that. Um, who am I forgetting? Dr. D lives near me. Um, Will Rogers, I don't remember where he lives. Tommy Lincoln isn't close, although he only came up for Christmas, but he comes around sometimes. Father Lance is far, but obviously he never comes around. Um, not basically when I'm only gonna speak for myself. I don't want to speak on anybody else's behalf. When I'm booked for something, like for instance, I'm actually going up there tomorrow. Um, I'm filming Slasher School tomorrow for the Reviewing History Patreon. So when I go up there, I either I try to make it work around my work schedule, which has since changed in the time I've been doing this. Now I work overnights, so I try to get some sleep in the morning and then make it work so I can go out there and then just go right to work after. Oh, excuse me. So much talking, I'm getting the fucking hiccups. Um, I do get paid. Uh, I would call it a nice chunk of change. Um, I do pay tolls to get there. I do pay for gas, but I'm definitely left with plenty left over. I would say, as long as my Easy Pass doesn't fucking re-up, I definitely come out on top. I don't need to stay there. There are other people that, because of the distance they're driving, sometimes they might get a room, but a lot of us literally will drive up for the day or for the shoot and then just turn around. I mean, we we're all friends. You know what I mean? So like, it's not like this isn't just a business thing. Like we hang out too. You know what I mean? If I have the time, I'll hang out for hours before or after. You know, if I have to go to work or someplace I gotta be, then I'll go. But I drive there and back just about every time. I've never actually had to stay anywhere. There have been times where like I filmed something coming back from something. How about like the time we were doing the commentary for was it Making Hay While the Sun Shines or the Bullies Ball, whatever the fuck it was. And I was coming back from New Hampshire and I fucking was running late and I was pissing in bottles and fucking eating fucking pickled wieners and whatever the fuck. And I showed up with like a half hour left to go or some shit. Like that's happened before. Um, I mean, I think I fucking filmed something like coming back from a holiday weekend, like where I went to Massachusetts for something and I just stopped there on my way home and filmed whatever I had to do. Um, when I proposed to Mrs. Hare, that was in the studio. That was we weren't filming anything that day. We actually were coming back from Camp John Waters, gay camp. It was her birthday, and I was like, "Oh, they want to film something with me at the studio." So we stopped there on the way back, and I popped the question, you know. But yeah, I'm like an hour and change, but I have no problem making that drive. I honestly, I don't think any of us really do. It's just some of us are so far away that it's not nearly. I mean, fucking Curator drove up from fucking Georgia, you know what I mean? Like for Christmas. Um, like I don't have that problem. I don't need to stay anywhere because I'm close enough. You know, I drive long distance all the time. Um, constantly going back and forth to Massachusetts and constantly going to New York. So quick drive to fucking Jersey, that ain't shit, especially for those guys. And yeah, I do get paid. It's amazing. Like, I mean, I hope I'm not giving away too much here, but like, yeah, I spent 2 grand on the hair, but I've definitely made it back. You know what I mean? Which again was not never could have predicted that. All right, this is number 13, Papa Pink again. It's a good one. I hope people give a shit. Steel cage match, chains and 2x4s for weapons. Which juggler walks out? Violent J, Blaze, ABK, or Monoxide? If you don't speak juggler, you have no idea what I just said. So this might just be for you and me, Papa Pink. But I think at one point, I think I would have gone with Jay because I think he's like arguably the smartest of all these guys. Like he's like the brains behind all this shit. Like without him, we wouldn't have any of this. Without him, none of those guys would be where they are. But he's now showing his age more than the rest of them. He's also very unhealthy and he has heart problems. So I'd probably go with Blaze. He's the biggest. He's probably the strongest, and for some reason he's able to fucking really move. Like if you watch him perform, which I do quite a bit, he's always fucking dancing around, fucking moving around. He's very limber somehow, despite his like weight and size and shape. Um, so I would give it to him. ABK, I don't know. I think he'd be too fucking drunk. Plus, he's kind of out of shape, and I don't know. I don't. He'd probably be the first one to get the shit beaten out of him. And Monoxide, I'd give a pretty good advantage, but I can't see him taking out Blaze. I think his hatred of Jay and the fact that Jay is in such bad shape, I think Monoxide could probably get a pretty good fucking whooping on him, but I think Blaze would probably take them all out. Number 14, Mr. Skiphead again. What's my opinion of Mike? Okay, that's a loaded question. Ugh. No, I'll be real with you. I for a reason I was always a fan of Mike. I always liked Mike. I have no idea why. I always found him funny and interesting, entertaining. I always liked him on Comic Book Men. I have no idea why. Um, I also don't think there was all this vitriol for him that there is now. I think obviously the split made that happen. Um, but I don't remember him being so divisive. I remember they used to share on ISL Comics a lot, plenty. Um, which I've never fucking even heard, minus that God, what was it? Booty Time? That bonus episode they put out for Cryptozoic Man, which I actually liked. They shit on that too, but I actually liked it. I always liked Mike. I have pictures with him at cons that I paid for with him and Ming and Bry. Like, it's weird, man. I always liked Mike. I was always a Mike fan. Given recent events, and by recent I mean the last, what, 4 years, I can't say I'm his biggest fan anymore. He hasn't necessarily been a dick to me, but I've seen him say some really shitty things about people we all know and love, and I don't like that because I know and love those guys personally, and I don't like him disparaging them, especially to me, as if I'm not gonna fucking tell them or have my own feelings on it. Um, I don't like what he's turned into. I mean, I guess maybe he was always this guy. I have no idea. I never actually knew him. I didn't come into this world until after the split. So, I never worked with him. I never worked with him. He was gone by the time I came in. But I was always a fan. It sucks. And if you've been following the news and seen this shit with Meng, like I don't particularly care for that either. If Meng and him want to make up, that's great. I have no problem with that. I do have them both tattooed on my fucking tramp stamp or whatever the fuck. I don't particularly care for Meng throwing shade at TSD, if that is in fact what he's doing, which it sounded like to me like he was. But I do know Meng and I do love Meng, so I don't want to talk shit about Meng. I just don't know why he did that, but maybe it was calculated. I have no idea. Uh, but Mike, I don't know. It sucks, man. Like, I don't think he was ever anybody's favorite, and he was never mine either. But I did like him. I was always a fan. I always thought he was entertaining. I thought he was funny. Maybe not intentionally funny, but I liked his dynamic with the guys. I liked when he would occasionally reveal something. I don't know, man. I liked him. I thought he fit. I thought he fit well. I thought he was a great punching bag, and not for like, you know, like I'm a punching bag, but we get it, right? Like I'm a good sport about it. I don't know that Mike was ever a good sport about it, but I thought he played the punching bag role well. And now I just think he's kind of a fucking. I think he's embraced the hate that he's gotten so much from TSD, which, in my opinion, based on what we all know now, I mean, from Walt's tweets and shit, I think is well deserved. I think he fucking earned that shit. I think he earned that hate. And so Secret, he's blocked a million ants on Twitter, and he's been a dick to ants when they come to the stash and like different shit like that. Like I have no patience for that. I have no fucking patience for that. Um, there's Mike defenders who say it's not true, and it's like, well, then show me where that's not true, because I've seen him block people. I've seen him be a dick to people. I've seen him talk. He's talked shit to me. The few interactions I've had with him, he's talked shit to me on those guys. So if you can show me the receipts where he's not being a fucking dickhead, I'd love to see it. You know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, all he's done in the time that I've been in this world is be a fucking dickhead to the guys that I know and love that have fucking taken care of me and given me this whole new fucking life and persona. He's he's been nothing but a shithead to them. So I have no reason to like him. No reason to like him. And I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I don't know if I'm big on loyalty or whatever the fuck, but I definitely have loyalty when it comes to Walt Flanagan. I definitely have loyalty when it comes to Walt Flanagan, and I will take that man's fucking side. I will have that man's back to the fucking grave. And with what we know about him and Mike and all that shit, I'm strongly uh team Walt, team fuck Mike. Sorry, Mike. I'll probably get blocked for this. All right, Mr. Whiskers, number 15. Have I ever thought the fans of TSD were or are being worked? No. The only thing I could even think of to go along with that would be like 600, where like we all knew the outcome of the trial before we even had a trial, right? Like we knew Gidim was not getting vanquished from the show, right? Like I don't know if that counts I mean, it is a work, but I think I like to think the fans kind of knew though, although based on what I've seen on Reddit, maybe they didn't. But no, in fact, I think Walt goes above and beyond to give the ants exactly what they want. You know what I mean? Like, um, he, he, for better or worse, he really takes what people say to heart, and he takes it seriously, and he's like me, very accessible, right? Like you can email him, you can tweet him. We know he's on Reddit, right? I mean, so like anything you say in a public forum, there's a decent chance he's gonna see it. So he kind of knows what people want, what people don't like. And so I think he goes above and beyond to give the people what they want, right? Like, because at the end of the day, like the free show is free, sure, but like Patreon, like people are paying for it, and he wants people to feel like they're getting their money's worth. He's always said that. So I don't think he ever wants anybody to feel worked. Um, and I don't think he ever consciously would work you guys or us or whatever. You know what I mean? Um, and I don't think Briar Q would either. I don't even. I mean, there's bits where it's kind of a work, but I don't think it's ever really to. I mean, maybe like when Walt claimed he loved that Ghostbusters movie, but I really know. I feel like I know actually like those guys have nothing but love and respect for the anthill, and I don't think they ever want to make anybody feel like they don't belong. Like we are. That's why like there's cool events from time to time, like the Curator event or Frank Five Day or the show that never happened in Asbury Park, or whatever it was, um, or Black Friday. Like they really do love and respect this community that we've all kind of created together through the help of the boys. And no, I don't think they ever want anybody to feel like they're being worked, because I don't think they actually have that idea in their heads at all. Number 17, Mr. Donuts wants to know, or wants me to prove, that me and Maxwell are not the same person. Well, I don't really know how to prove it other than the fact that he has a Tennessee accent. I have a Boston accent. He's fucking 2 feet taller than me at least. He was around way before me. There are pictures of us together. I will give to Mr. Cody here, or I don't know what his name is in the Discord, but Mr. Admin, and he can show you guys that we are in fact not the same. But I do appreciate the comparison, I suppose. I love Maxwell. Maxwell's the fucking best. What is this guy's name? Number 18, Mr. Paper. Mr. Paper wants to know, is Jimmy Team Edward or Team Jacob? I had to fucking look. I forgot that fucker's name. Okay, so I'm into a lot of shit. I'm into way too much shit. I'm into almost fucking everything imaginable, right? One thing I don't give two fucks about is Twilight. I don't give a fuck. I've never read the books. I've never seen the films. It all looks so fucking horrible to me. I could not give less of a fuck. I will probably go to my grave not having experienced Twilight in any form. That being said, I'm Team Edward, I believe. That's Pattinson, right? Because Pattinson went on to a amazing career. I love Pattinson. I love his film choices. I love his roles. I love the things he's done since. Who was Jacob Taylor Lautner or whatever? He's in some Sandler movies, which I love Sandler, but give me Pattinson all day. So give me Team Edward, right? That's Pattinson, I hope. Number 19, Mr. Whiskers. Has there ever been a point where I wanted to leave TSD? Fuck no. Fuck no. I never want to leave TSD. The people want to get in TSD. I wanted to get into TSD. I never thought I would. I never thought I knew how. There's no way I want to leave. What few fucking bitter moments there have been, a fight or feeling shitty on a Christmas special. I don't know, it would take a catastrophic event to get me to leave. Or it would take everybody hating me. I don't know if I could handle that. I'd probably, I don't know. The amount of hate Gidim gets and he still fucking just rides it out. I give that guy props. If I got the amount of fucking negativity that guy gets, or like a Tom or even Bry on Reddit, like I would fucking kill myself. Like I would not be able to deal with it. I get one bad fucking comment and I'm like, it like ruins my day. You know what I mean? If I got a million of those, I don't know what I'd do with myself. So I think, you know what would take me to get me to leave TSD? If they fucking told me to leave. Or if the fucking anthill like revolted against me and wanted me to go. Then I'd probably be like, all right, you know what? I'm clearly not fitting in anymore. I'm gonna go. Other than that, I'm there for life. You know what I mean? I hope anyway. All right, greetings everybody. As you can tell by my outfit and the fact that I'm in a different position at work, it's a new day. I'm finishing off the questions you guys gave me, which have been great, by the way. All right, hold on. Number 20, Jarko Graco. Oh no, Juggalo potty get out of hand, and you wake up next to a dead Juggalo. Is Bry still the guy to call if you need to get rid of a corpse? Always. Bry knows how to do some shit, man. Like Bry, I think anyway. I mean, I don't know anything more than anybody else. I listen to the show like everybody else, and based on what I know about Bry, what we all know about Bry, I would say Bry is definitely the man for that. Like, I don't think he'd ask any questions. I don't think he would have any qualms about helping. I think he would be fucking, I think he'd know what to do and he'd be fucking ready to go. Yeah, Bry is definitely the man for cleaning up a dead body. All right, number 21. Shit News wants to know, says, this is the ant who brushed you off at a Philly convention. How do you find these small little events with celebs? We live in the same area and go to the same conventions, but you find a lot more smaller events with big names. That's a good question. Well, I follow a lot of book signings. Like there's a couple specific bookstores in Jersey that get like big name book signings. I'm constantly on their sites because they post on their website before they actually announce that they're getting people. Like they had Arnold Schwarzenegger, and before they ever even announced it, it was sold out. I ended up getting a ticket like third hand. But I also follow Barnes & Noble in New York for that. Just constantly checking updates to see if anybody cool is coming. Kenan Thompson's actually coming next week. I'm going to that. As far as cons though, like, I don't know. I've gone to so many. I know so many that I follow them on Instagram or Facebook rather. Instagram too. And the algorithm knows that I'm into this shit. So it's constantly giving me con updates, like on cities I don't even give a shit about, like Cincinnati and Tempe, Arizona, and like places I'm never gonna go. But I hope that answers the question. But I don't know. I just kind of stumble into it, I guess. You know what I mean? I think the algorithm helps that too. My question is, ant that brushed me off. Did I say that at some point? If I did, I apologize.
Frank, Judy, Henry, I need your mercy.
Sorry, I'm at work. I hope I didn't brush you off. I hope I didn't diss you. God, now I feel bad. I hope we're cool. I hope we're good. I definitely didn't mean anything by it if I said that. So let me know if we're good. I hope we're good. All right? I hope. All right, 22. We got Shit News again, who I hope doesn't hate me. TSD segment, all based on feces-related news. 2026 version of further information. Shooting the shit, up Schitt's Creek. Pretty great, right? Yeah, I mean, I dig it. It's right up there with Fat News, and they've been playing with shit since the early episodes. So yeah, I love shit humor. You might have a hard time selling Walt on it, but I bet your Bri would be down. And I think Q would probably be cool with it. Remember when they were talking about stooling and shit? I bet you they'd be down. But Walt would be the hard sell. But I fucking love it. I think it's great. All right, and 23, Mr. Paper. If Jimmy got stranded on an island, what are the 3 things he would take with him, and which TSD member does he get stuck with? That is such a terrifying fucking question, and I'm probably going to give a wrong answer because I didn't really think about this. I'm just kind of reading these and answering them. That is so fucking terrifying. So I'm probably gonna, my immediate thought for what I need, my phone, because I can't do shit without that. My whole life's on this fucking thing. A charger for my phone for some outlet that probably doesn't exist, but in this hypothetical scenario, hopefully a tree has a fucking electrical outlet in it or something so I can fucking charge this thing. And earbuds, so I'm not disturbing whoever the fuck I'm with, and I can watch whatever I want in peace. Who would I want to be stuck with? I don't know, dude. That's so scary. I'd probably say get him because I think he'd give us the best shot at getting the fuck off of it. But obviously he'd be so get him that he'd probably fucking make me want to kill myself before we ever got off. But my answer is probably get him because I can't imagine anybody that would get us off quicker than him. He'd use that 148 to figure out how to build a raft or something, you know? What a fucking terrifying thought. Holy shit. My God, scary.